Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, this short-term bearish divergence is still playing out as expected, while a new signal is flashing here on the Bitcoin chart, which I'll talk about in just a moment, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin chart. And right now, we are obviously still seeing reduced bullish momentum in the somewhat shorter term here on the daily time frame as expected. Because obviously, if you've watched any of my recent videos here on the channel, then you would know that the daily Bitcoin RSI was on the edge of overbought territories, telling us we are due to see reduced bullish momentum, basically a pause from the larger bullish trend. And this can be in the form of either choppy sideways price action or a slight pullback in the price of Bitcoin, which is essentially what we have been seeing over the last few days, mostly choppy sideways price action with a bit of a short-term pullback. And now, technically speaking, considering the fact that we are still seeing higher lows and higher highs, and considering the fact that the Bitcoin price, at least as of right now, has not broken back below these significant areas of resistance, which are currently acting as new support, this means that at least for now, the trend, the larger trend here on the daily time frame is still currently bullish. Now, obviously, this trend on the daily time frame can ultimately change into more of a bearish trend if we see bearish confirmation signals, such as a break below around 28,000. Obviously, that would mean breaking into new lows, lower lows. And on top of that, if we see something else like a confirmed rejection from this previous resistance, so essentially confirming it again as new resistance, also confirming a lower high in the price, those sort of signals here on the daily time frame could potentially act as a trend reversal signal. But once again, at least as of right now, even though yes, we are taking a pause from the bullish trend, which has been expected either way, we technically have not invalidated the larger bullish trend, at least as of right now. But with that being said, despite the fact that the trend on the daily time frame is still bullish, I would not currently be expecting a significant amount of bullish momentum in the short term, because we're still seeing very low momentum here in the MACD, and obviously the daily Bitcoin RSI is still cooling off from those overbought territories, like what we have seen multiple times throughout this bullish trend. And now, if you're zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, and right now the Bitcoin price is potentially forming a bullish divergence, because obviously we have lower lows in the price action in the 4-hour candle closes, and right now, as of recording this video, the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI is currently forming higher lows. But it is important to mention, at the time of recording this video, this is not yet confirmed, because in order for this to be confirmed, we need to actually confirm this higher low in place in the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, which means we need to confirm at least one, but ideally two 4-hour candle closes in the green. And of course, if that happens, once again, that means we have a short-term bullish divergence, meaning potentially this previous bearish divergence in that case would be over. It has already now played out, and instead, moving forward in the shorter term, perhaps over the next day or so, we could be due to see either some sideways price action or a slight bounce. Once again, the opposite of a bearish divergence. But remember, as of recording this video, this is not yet confirmed. We still need to see those candle closes to actually confirm this possible bullish divergence. But either way, whether this bullish divergence confirms or not, obviously the price of Bitcoin is still running into significant previous resistance, which is now acting as new support. And this area I've got here in between around 28.6k to just above 29,000, once again acting as strong support as of right now. But in a more bearish scenario, let's just say if this bullish divergence does not confirm at all, and we end up seeing a confirmed break below this area of support, then in that case, the next levels of support in the short term that I'll be watching are sitting at around 27.8k and around 26.8k, essentially these previous lows where we have previously found a lot of support. And now, if you're taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance on the weekly time frame, right now the Bitcoin dominance is still running into this significant area of resistance, which is sitting in between 47.5% to 48.5%. And now, obviously, over the last 1 to 2 weeks, we have seen a bit of red in the Bitcoin dominance, getting a rejection from this resistance, which has resulted in the altcoin market on average outperforming Bitcoin. So obviously, just in the last 2 weeks, we have already seen the initial stages of a possible altcoin season. But obviously, in order for this altcoin season to continue, we need to see more of a rejection in the Bitcoin dominance. Obviously, if we see a confirmed breakout in the Bitcoin dominance, that invalidates any altcoin season. And so, of course, right now, I'll be keeping a close eye on this area of resistance in the Bitcoin dominance here on the weekly time frame. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video. This right here is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is retesting this previous significant area of resistance based on this previous high. And in case you're new to this channel, this previous area of resistance is coming into play in between around 1980 to 2040. And so obviously, if we see a confirmed break back below around 1980, then in that case, that would be a shorter term bearish signal. And in that case, we could likely see a drop down towards this next area of support, which is sitting in between around 1770 to 1820. So once again, be prepared for a possible drop back down towards those sort of prices, back down towards around 1.8k if we see a confirmed break back below this area right here. And for confirmation, I'll be looking out for at least a daily candle close, ideally some sort of confirmed rejection again of this area, confirming it as new resistance. But either way, we need to at least see a daily candle close back below this area in order to confirm a break back to the downside. And now in that case, if we come back down towards around 1.8k and bounce from there, technically we could still remain in a bullish trend because we're still seeing higher lows and higher highs. But obviously, if we start to see more bearish confirmation signals that I explained earlier in the video, such as confirmed lower highs in the price or confirmed rejections of new resistance, then in that case, if we start to see more of those larger bearish confirmation signals, obviously that could point towards a trend reversal from this bullish trend into a new bearish trend. But at least as of right now, we have not yet confirmed any new trend reversal signals here on the daily time frame. And obviously, if you've watched any of my videos over the last few days, you would know that we were due to see this cool off from the trend either way, because the daily Ethereum RSI was recently in overbought territories, meaning we're essentially due to see some sort of pause or setback from the trend. Because if you're looking at the last time where we saw overbought territories in the daily Ethereum RSI, that was still within this larger bullish trend. But at that time, that was just before a correction in the price of ETH before eventually continuing higher later on. So that's essentially where we're at right now, somewhat similar to what we saw back here, where basically we're somewhat bearish in the shorter term, taking a pause from the larger trend, but that larger trend is technically still bullish, at least as of right now. And now if you're zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, and obviously this short-term bearish divergence is still currently playing out. And of course, just recently we did see a confirmed break below this short-term area of support, and right now I'll be focusing on this support line, which is sitting at approximately 1950, and just below that area we have this previous area of resistance currently acting as new support in between around 1920 to 1940. So basically in between around 1920 to 1950 is where I'll be watching for short-term support as of right now. But if we end up seeing a confirmed break below around 1920, then the next short-term support level is sitting at approximately 1830 to 1850. And on top of those support levels, I would also keep an eye out on this 4-hour Ethereum RSI, which is currently getting close to oversold territories. Of course, it is not there just yet, meaning we still technically have a little bit more room to the downside in the shorter term. But if this starts heading into oversold territories, then that's essentially the opposite of overbought territories, telling us we have somewhat limited room to the downside in the shorter term. term, and we're due to see some sort of cool off from the bearish price action. In other words, some sideways price action or a slight bounce if we start to see oversold territory. So keep an eye out for that moving forward. And now, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside like right now, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is either bullish or bearish like right now, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.